Good evening. My name is Elizabeth Johnson, and I am conducting a presentation for IDHP 605, Managing Healthcare Professionals. This presentation will be on human resources and department manager collaboration for the new hire process. The goals for tonight's presentation will be to create awareness of the new hire process, as well as to understand the roles of department managers as well as human resources in the new hire process and how collaboration of these two departments allows for new hire success. The first step is to create an open position. Department managers will submit approved requisitions for the open position to human resources. The requisition may be for a replacement position, for an employee that is resigning or retiring or has been terminated, or for a new unfilled position that the organization has not previously had an employee for. Once the position is determined, HR will work with the department manager to create an accurate job description. Often they have job descriptions on file. However, with increasing technology and education and qualification standards, these job descriptions may need to be readjusted. Once the job description has been created, initial internal employee consideration may occur. Each organization has a different policy on internal employee consideration, but often it gives employees that already work for the organization an opportunity to review the job description and apply for the position before the general public has access to it. The next important aspect of the new hire process is finding candidates. This is often the job of the department manager rather than human resources and can include advertising, networking, job fairs, recruitment trips, and search firms. Advertising could be through newspapers or online sources such as Indeed.com. Networking could be events or just reaching out to friends and coworkers that may know someone that is qualified for the position. Of course, there are job fairs, and then recruiting trips could involve department managers going to conferences, organization meetings, or attending universities and colleges to find entry-level applicants. Sometimes, however, a search firm is needed as they can find more specific candidates that have specific qualifications or the exact education that the department is looking for. Once they have received a significant applicant pool, an initial interview process begins. An initial interview process is necessary because it allows the organization to review candidates without taking away time and losing productivity from the managers and even HR. HR will conduct screening interviews, which are often through the phone, which will ask candidates questions regarding their previous experiences and education and looking to ensure that they meet the minimum qualifications of the position. Sometimes, however, department managers prefer to do application reviews in which they review the applications, determine which candidates meet the minimum qualifications, and then turn them over to human resources for initial interview. However, there is something important that either department managers or HR should avoid during the initial interview process, and that is the discussion of compensations and benefits with potential candidates. Each organization has very different qualifications for compensation and benefits packages and also allow employees the options to choose their compensations and benefits. Therefore, because of its complexity, it is best to save that conversation for candidates that have been offered the position. However, if a candidate does ask, the HR personnel or department manager can provide the individual with a general pay range for the position. During this time, it is also important that HR conducts reference checks. Reference checks should be strictly objective and have no judgments or opinions. References should be based on the personal file of the individual from their previous employment. Not only is this a legal requirement, but if it is not within the personnel file, whatever the person referring says will not be held to be truthful. One concern for organizations that are looking to fill a position is that if they take a judgmental or opinionated reference seriously, they could be charged with negligent hiring. It is important to avoid that because this can obviously cost the organization time, money, and legal problems. From there, the department manager conducts the final interview. Often, this is about 5 or 6 applicants that not only meet the minimum qualifications, but also show potential at being successful for the open position. During this time, it is very important that the department manager follows the organization's procedures and policies, as well as any legal restrictions. There are many things a department manager can do in order to create an effective and successful interview. Things such as being on time and putting the applicant at ease are very important. Using language that meets the educational and developmental level of the individual interviewing also will make them feel more comfortable. It is important to avoid short answer questions, open-ended questions, or leading questions, as these may not provide an accurate representation of the individual candidate. Keep note-taking to a minimum and avoid making any promises. However, it is always okay to ensure a follow-up. One thing a department manager can look out for is resume fraud, as this can be detected during the interview. If what the candidate is saying does not match up to the resume, it is likely that they embellish their resume or put untruths in it. From here, the department manager will then determine the final candidate. Because they have extensively interviewed the candidates, they will best know who would be qualified and succeed at this job. However, they are not who contacts the final candidate. That is the job of human resources. This is because they are responsible for processing the new hire. They will answer any questions about benefits and compensation, and provide new employee training and education about things such as code of conduct, safety, and attire policies. They will provide the employee with information on health screenings, badge retention, and parking pass retention. However, one way department managers can be involved in processing a new hire is once they begin their employment, department managers can inform that new employee of the standards and expectations that they have for this position, as well as any individual working in their department. In conclusion, department managers and human resources work together to create an open position, interview applicants, process new hires, and most importantly, remain legal, effective, and abide by the procedures and policies of the organization. By doing all of this, the organization will have highly qualified candidates that will succeed at their new position. Thank you.